Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, who is Raphael Leraux, your resident rapping VTuber here. And right now, I am representing for Black Fae Day here in my wood nymph form in my forest. And today, we are going to be checking out episode 2 of Nightmare Time 2, Perky's Buds and Abstinence Camp. I don't know what to expect coming from this one. I do know Perky's Buds was kind of mentioned as a throwaway line in the last episode. I think they were smoking on Perky's Buds, so clearly we got something to do with smoke in this one. I know the production value was bananas on the last episode, so I can't wait to see how that carries through even more. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and check out Nightmare Time 2, Episode 2 by Team Star Kid.
Where'd he go? You can run, but are you fast enough? You can hide, but I will find you. Close your eyes if you don't doze off. Hold your breath so I don't hear you. The trail of tears that you will leave me will lead me straight to those who fear me. You can run if I don't catch you, but nightmare time is gonna get you. Just run away if you want, if you dare. The nightmare's gonna get you. Just run away if you want, if you dare. The nightmare's gonna get you. Just run away if you want, if you dare. Daddy's gonna get you. You can run if I don't catch you, but the nightmare time already caught you.
Alrighty, let's get into Perky's Buds. That title artwork was really giving heavy Goosebumps vibes. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it definitely gives like old school Goosebumps vibes.
Dawn breaks over a plot of emerald green farmland deep in the heart of Witchwood Forest. Marijuana plants grow tall and strong, swaying gently in the breeze. This is Perky's Buds, Hatchetfield's premier cannabis growers. In an old farmhouse, sunlight peeks through the window and falls onto the face of Emma Perkins. Her
Oh,
eyes
that's
flutter
right.
open.
Emma did
She
say
hops out of bed,
that her
throws open the
dream
shutters, and
was to get
breathes
some
in the
land and
crisp,
start up a little pot farm.
Another day in paradise.
That's dope. So we coming right back around to
Outside,
Emma
Emma's
again.
work boots make tracks in the mud as she strolls the grounds, admiring the fruits of her labor.
Yep. Another perfect day and... You goddamn son of a bitch varmints!
Emma pulls out a rifle and
Did
blasts
that.
off 3
I don't know
rounds at
what
a
it
chubby
is with
brown
Star Kid
bird
where these
munching away at
accents
one of her
just
pop
pop
tarts.
in out of
The bird
nowhere
rips off another
sometimes.
beakful and takes flight.
She just got a hella countries all
Back at the
of a
house,
sudden.
Emma's summer farmhand, Ziggs, tumbles out of bed.
Oh, shit.
Moments later, Ziggs bursts out the front door. They're wielding 2 pistols, firing wildly. The bird darts through the sky as Emma and Ziggs unload an absurd amount of ammo. It dives and vanishes amongst the crops.
Did we get him?
Nope. Nighthawks. They're wily birds.
Just then, Ziggy's ears perk up. Off in the distance is a faint chanting.
What's that?
More varmints.
Out at the entrance of Emma's pot farm, 2 kids from Hatchetfield High march around waving signs and shouting.
Hey, ho, heck, no! Perky's butts has gotta go!
Emma and Ziggs pull up to the front gate on a large tractor. Emma glares down at the teens, Gabe, a dorky choir boy, and a holier-than-thou church girl notorious for her unrelenting prudishness, Grace Chastity.
What do you want, Grace?
Those looks that she's giving
What
are
do I
so
want?
perfect.
I want a town that's safe from your drugs. This devil weed isn't just bad for the community. It's threatening the checkered-tailed nighthawk population. Yesterday, I found one so stoned he wouldn't get out of the road. It caused a traffic jam. People were late, Emma. Late to church.
Look, I don't want these damn birds eating my crops either.
Yeah. I mean, we just tried to shoot one.
Shoot one? Are you high?
Checkered-tailed nighthawks are a protected species. They only live on this island. If you harm one of those majestic creatures, then we might just have the legal authority to shut you down. Hey, ho, heck, no. Perky's butts has gotta go.
Did I mishear that, Ziggy, or was that a threat?
No, it sounded
I mean, if
pretty
she's
hateful to me.
really
Perky.
got that big of an issue,
We don't
the
take too
fact that she
kindly
found a
to
bird
threats
high
around
as
here.
shit should be enough to
Ziggs,
get it shut down anyway.
Get these nerdy
In
prudes
case
off
you
my
can just bring that to the
pleasure.
attention.
Latched to the back of the tractor is a
you know,
wood
the,
chipper. Ziggs flips it on and tosses a
people in
bag of
charge of the
manure
town.
into the feed. Vroom.
If they're
The
protected
fertilizer
species, that
sprays
should be
out
more
the
than enough,
discharge
honestly.
chute, raining down on
I
Grace
don't
and
even need to
Gabe.
be out here picking them like that.
They drop their
That is
signs,
such a
hop on their
savage way of
bikes,
getting rid
and
of them,
retreat.
though. That's
Ziggs
so
turns off the machine and
uncalled
smiles.
for.
It's the simple things, you
Just
know?
covering them in the manure, man.
That evening, Emma and Ziggs sit on the porch passing a joint and watching the sunset over their glorious harvest.
Look at it, Ziggy. My dream.
It is beautiful. What was I saying?
You know, I used to grow and sell my own weed in high school. Not sure exactly who coined the name, but no one could get enough of Perky's buds. It was the cleanest, purest, most cerebral high.
Oh, your legend, Tales of your weed echo through Hatchetfield High to this very day.
Well, ever since then, all I wanted to do was share that high with the world, you know? And when I graduated community college and unlocked my inheritance, I found out my parents owned all those acres of witchwood. It's like it was meant to be. It'd be perfect if it weren't for those goddamn nighthawks eating my weed.
Emma, what are we gonna do about him?
I don't know, Ziggy. Listen to him out there, laughing at me. Fucking birds.
Honestly, I
Alright.
can relate to that struggle
Let's
though,
order some donuts.
because I be growing a lot of stuff in my backyard,
The
and
next day, Zig stands
I have
alone
so
in the
much trouble
field
with,
pruning the plants,
finches
occasionally puffing a
coming
joint,
in and
when
pulling up the
suddenly
plants and
a
eating the
voice
roots.
pipes up.
Especially with my tomato plants, they be tearing up the tomatoes and the jalapenos.
Huh?
Ziggs turns one way, then the other. There's no one there. They scratch their head, confused. Then they notice a nighthawk perched on a nearby bit of fencing.
Yo, the eyes on that little
Now,
bird,
did you just say
so
that?
creepy.
Or did I think?
The
Little
nighthawk
Coraline
stares
ass
at them
birds.
blankly.
Listen, little buddy. You can't keep eating this stuff, alright? I'm gonna have to shoot you, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm a vegan.
The bird cocks its head.
Don't look at me like that. Fine. Let's just keep this between us, alright?
Ziggs takes a big hit off their joint and blows smoke into the nighthawk's face. The bird breathes it in and ruffles its feathers happily.
Alright, there. Now, I'm cutting you off.
Then, another voice calls out.
Hey, you.
Ziggs turns to see a rough-looking man standing at the edge of Emma's land.
Hey, dude.
Three more
I don't know
equally
why.
rugged men saunter out of the woods.
With just that close up of him with the bandana on his head.
The first man
reminded me
spits a
of,
mouthful of chewing tobacco.
What's that character from Alien? The
We'd
Hispanic
like to
character that
have
was
a
played by the
word,
white lady.
Perky.
I think it was like Vasquez or something like that.
She's up at the house, man. That's all the fuck back there.
That's who he looks like.
You better move your ass.
Oh, look. Isn't this, like, private property or something?
We insist.
The man lifts the bottom of his flannel shirt, revealing a pistol tucked into his jeans.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill, dude. I'll go get her. Peace and love, man. Peace and love.
Moments later, Zig stumbles through the front door of the farmhouse.
Hey, Emma, there's a bunch of Republicans out here.
Not Grace again.
No, like scary ones.
The Metzgers.
Emma throws open a storage closet. She grabs a leather belt with 2 holsters and buckles it around her waist. She loads fresh clips into her pistols, then hands a rifle to Ziggy. Back outside, Louis Metzger spots Emma and Ziggs heading his way, packing heat. He smiles with rotten teeth and turns to his brothers.
Well, there she is, boys. The pate hate.
I don't know, Louis. That sounds like you're calling her an attractive toilet.
Yeah, I got to agree that
Shut up, you dumb
that
bastard.
did not work.
Daddy
as well
don't
as
like
latte
fruity
latte.
humor.
And where is your daddy?
Emma stands at the edge of her property, her hands resting on her guns.
I already said I wasn't going to talk to you, jizz stains. If Bob Metzger has something to say to me, he can do it himself.
Well, it's your lucky day. You better watch your mouth. Daddy don't like the word jism.
More of the Metzger clan comes tromping out of the woods, carrying a makeshift litter. Sitting aloft is the family patriarch, Bob Metzger. They set down the old man and he shoos them off with a wave of his hand. He leers at Emma from beneath his wide-brimmed hat.
All right, Emma Perkins. You wanted me. You got me.
Don't you think it's time for the kids to move out, Bob? Get their own place, maybe in Clivesdale?
My kin stays with their daddy on our land.
Low-key
Land
surprised we
will
didn't
pay
get a fuck
for
Clivesdale this
blood.
time.
And as long as they stay on
Feels
that
like an
land,
anomaly.
we don't have a problem in the world, Bob. But I will not have them harassing my employee. Creeping around, pulling this deliverance shit. It's nobody's business but mine what I do on my property.
What you done on your property is an abomination. I don't give a toot about the grass you've been growing. Hell, your great-granddaddy and I made our living running rum across the border.
Great-granddaddy? How old is Mr. Metzger again? Because
cut
that's kind of
down
interesting
acres
that
of
he
it
ran
without a thought
rum
of
with
what it
her
might do to
great
this
grandfather.
town.
Whoa. You know, I'm sorry, dudes. I thought you were Republicans, but like, hell yes, mad respect. Save the trees.
Not now. Six.
Zig's
When
dumb
your
as fuck.
great-granddaddy bought this land, he made a solemn vow to tend to it, protect it, not cut it down. For his sake, I'll give you one final warning. You clean up this shit and go back to the city where you come from.
His line
okay?
deliveries are so great.
Guess I'm putting up a fence.
She turns on her heels and walks away from the Metzgers.
You were warned. The innocent must suffer. The guilty must be punished. You must taste blood to be a man.
That
The
night,
laugh is
the
so
moon
great,
hangs
too.
low in the sky. Inside the farmhouse, Ziggs holds a painting they've been working on for the past 2 weeks. An art student at Hatchetfield Community College, Ziggy is Emma's farmhand and graphic designer.
So, as we all know, the Hatchetfield Honey Festival is coming up, and it is the perfect place to get the word out about our fine product. But if we expect people to leave their friendly neighborhood dealers, we gotta catch their eye. So, say hello to the new official logo of Perky's Buds.
They whirl the canvas around to reveal a buxom woman, wearing a pot-leaf bra, flipping the bird, and riding atop a giant flying joint.
That actually sounds
Huh.
pretty dope. That sounds
Pretty kick-ass,
exactly
right?
like the type of logo I would
It's
see
Like a
at
pinup.
one of these dispensaries.
Sex sells, Emma.
No, I don't like that.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen
That's not
like
our brand.
5 designs
Perky's
similar
Buds
to
is
that
about
at this
raging
last
against
420
the
festival that I
capitalist
DJ'd at.
patriarchy in like a chill way, while still making tons of money. This drawing is like too favoring of the male gaze.
What are you talking about? It's my gaze! And I like tickle bitties.
You know
Fair
what?
point.
Perky shouldn't be a person. Perky should be like a dog, a good dog.
Okay. Yeah, that could work. A dog. With tickle bitties.
Let's put a pin in this for now, huh? We've got more important work to do,
Emma pulls out a baggie of her signature weed.
like testing the product, maintain quality control.
Ah, I love this job.
A few hours later, an extremely stoned Emma lies on the couch. She doesn't realize it, but she's been staring in silence at Ziggy's pinup girl logo for the past 30 minutes. Suddenly, the buxom girl winks at Emma, or at least, Emma thinks she does. Emma winks back.
You know what? She's growing on me.
That's got to be some good
Outside,
shit.
there's
'cause
a
I don't
rustling.
think I've ever been
Ziggy jumps.
high enough
What was
that a
that?
picture winked at me.
Did you hear something or did I?
That is
Calm
next
down,
level high.
Ziggs. You're paranoid. It's making me paranoid.
Sorry. I was just, I was thinking about those Republicans from earlier.
What? You think they're gonna come kill us?
No. I was thinking about how they're going to cancel out my vote in the next election. Oh, but they could kill us, couldn't they?
Yeah, I don't know why
holy
you would even say
shit.
that to somebody.
Oh, they could kill us.
That is like the quickest way to
Ziggs.
blow the high.
Relax.
I remember I was in the studio
Emma
with
sits
my
up and
band
stuffs a donut
back in
into
the
her
day.
mouth. She decides the time has come
And-
for her farmhand to know the truth.
I was watching some
The whole
horror
truth.
movies. I was watching some stuff, and my
gonna
guitarist
tell
came
you
to see
something,
what I was
Ziggs.
looking at, and when
The
right when he
secret
looked,
of Perky's Buds.
the creature came
You
on
ever
the
wonder
screen,
why we
and it
grow
just
such good
completely
weed?
messed up his whole
We're
feeling.
terrible.
It killed the whole vibe for him.
Oh, you noticed?
It doesn't even matter. Not even a little. Back in high school, I used to grow pot in my closet. Like, I didn't even know it needed light. I forgot to
Yeah,
water
I
it.
feel
The
like that's
dog
like
pissed all over it.
So many high
But still, that
schoolers.
weed flourished.
You know,
And I
not
worked
not
on
saying it was me.
pot
of
farms
course.
all through my 20s, and I was like,
I was
why
very
is this so
innocent.
hard for these guys? Growing pot's easy. And then I found out
Yeah, there's something special about
it's like
closet
really
weed
difficult.
that it just somehow breeds
So how was I churning out that
survivors.
top-notch bud when I had no idea what I
closet
was
weed
doing?
be surviving in the absolute worst conditions somehow, and still
Every
be
plant
hidden.
I ever grew was potted
Allegedly.
in dirt taken from right here. Witchwood Forest.
That's crazy because I do remember in the
the
Witch in the
soil.
Woods and stuff them saying like
Things
the land
grow
itself
here.
is magic,
They grow fast.
and I know that's
and
the whole
big
reason
and
in Honey
different.
Queen that they specifically did the
The soil
sacrifice
here?
there in the Witchwood Forest.
magic.
So, if the soil's magic and the trees are magic, do you think that's why those dudes were so mad that we chopped them all down?
There you go.
They don't give a shit about trees. They're Republicans. They just want to scare us off the land so they can have all my weed for themselves.
I love how they just keep writing off
They're not gonna do shit.
what they're literally
Crash!
saying.
One of the farmhouse
Like,
windows
the Mexicans
explodes and
literally
a brick comes
explain
hurtling into the
that they're
living
pissed
room.
off about
The front
cutting the
doors
trees
kick
down
down and the Metzger brothers
because
stomp in
of
wielding
the-
torches and hatchets.
how sacred the land is.
We warned you, Perky.
They're just like, oh no, they just want the weed.
Thump! Out in the field, the Metzger brothers slam shovels into the dirt and gaze down at their handiwork. Emma and Ziggs have been almost entirely buried. Only their heads poke out of the ground, like ripe melons.
Look, guys.
That's gotta take
You're
so much work
overreacting. We
to
were
dig
right
enough to
about
bury
pack
them
up and leave when you
without
came
them even
barging
noticing.
in.
Granted, I mean they were high as shit, but
It's
still.
over.
The Metzger kids part to reveal Bob, lounging on a sedan chair, a hatchet laid across his lap.
Bob,
Oh yeah, these dudes are crazy
Big
as hell.
Bob, Daddy, let's cut a deal. I'll give you 20% of our annual profits. It's my final offer.
How many trees you think you cut down for this cannabis? Let me explain something to you, Emma Perkins. Some folk in this town are born different. Back in the old days, they called it having a touch of the gift. But whose gift? It is unclean, vile sorcery. It is the sworn duty of the hatchet men to collect these freaks and bring them here to be planted. The ritual frees them of their tainted flesh.
Yeah, this
Gives
is just
them
bringing me
a
right
new
back
body
around to how
bark
old is this dude?
and leaf.
Because like
Their roots and canopies
clearly
make a
he
net
is very close
catch all
to
that
all of
bad
this
magic,
stuff.
so that it may not seep
And he
into the precious
said he was running with her
skin
great
of any
grandfather.
more beautiful babies. When you cut down those trees, you open the floodgates. Now every teeny bopper in town is susceptible to this malady. You took all the
That
power
is
built
actually
up in that
interesting.
soil, and you
Every teen in the
smoked
town
it.
susceptible
Shame
to
on
the
you.
malady. That is wild.
Now you will atone. You will be the first in a new crop. All right, boys. Let's clear out all this shit. We got some planting to do.
A tractor roars to life with Carl Metzger at the wheel. He plows directly into Emma's crops. The twirling blades of the front-mounted wheat cutter leave nothing but flattened, shredded pot leaves in their wake.
My weed!
Bob Metzger tosses a shovel to Lars.
Finish burying these two. Put an end to this. Perky's buds. Once and for...
Plop. A glob of white liquid falls from the sky and splats across the front of Bob's shirt.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's right.
He looks down
Ziggs
at
was
his
hearing
chest,
the
then
bird
up
like
to a flock of birds circling
talking
overhead.
to them, huh?
Lars points to the splatter of bird crap on Bob's shirt.
I heard that's good luck, Daddy.
Shut up, you dumb bastard. You have a fixation with fecal matter, and I have had enough to hear with you.
Plop, plop, plop. Suddenly, all around them, white pellets begin raining down. Bob Metzger watches as the birds are joined by another flock, flying in from the east, then another from the south. Soon, birds swarm from every direction, merging into a swirling avian maelstrom.
This is making me
Spit
think of,
hangs from Bob's slack
the
jaw.
birds
He can
off
hear
of
what
his
must
side.
be thousands of birds screaming
equally
to each
classic,
other overhead.
Birdemic.
And not just any birds. Nighthawks. The Metzgers stare up at the entire checkertail nighthawk population blanketing the sky. My God. Look at them all.
Yeah, see, this is the time where y'all
What
just
do they want?
finish what you were doing instead of waiting
Never
to
seen anything like.
y'all about to die.
Suddenly, the thousands of nighthawks dive in perfect, horrifying unison.
Yeah.
A wave of birds
Y'all should've
crashes
just
into
kept
Louis
on going and
Metzger,
murdered them
each
already.
slashing with their claws, stripping his flesh away bit by bit. In mere moments, Louis is nothing more than a gore-soaked skeleton, ropes of mangled skin hanging from it. Lars Metzger flees the attacking birds. He dives into a thicket of pot plants, hiding in the dirt, safe, until the enormous tractor tears through the field. Carl is dead at the wheel, torn apart by nighthawks. Lars watches the blades of the wheat cutter whirl towards Bob Metzger falls from his sedan chair. The flock engulfs him.
Get out of here! You goddamn birds!
Emma and Ziggs look on in horror as Bob is pecked to bloody bits. Amongst the chaos and the death and the thunder of wings, a shovel comes careening towards Emma and Ziggs. Whack! It knocks both of them over the head. Then, darkness. Emma's eyes flutter open. The morning sun streams in through the window. She rises from her bed, groggily.
That's crazy. How did they get back in their bed? Like, they were buried. I mean, if the
Last
birds
night
are
is a
doing all of
blur.
that,
She remembers
that's
something happened.
kind of scary.
She looks down to see she's covered in dirt. She
Like,
walks into
somehow
Ziggy's
the
room and
birds
shakes them
dug
away.
them up, carried them into the
Ziggs.
house, and put them in their beds.
Wake up.
Ziggs, too, is filthy from head to toe.
What happened last night?
I don't know. I think. Wait, I'm remembering. We got high?
Yeah,
Right.
like ridiculously high.
Wasn't there also like a fight?
I don't think so.
Yeah. There was. About the logo. I said it shouldn't be a person. It should be a nighthawk.
Not
Right,
quite.
right, a nighthawk. With tiggle bitties.
Come on. Let's see if we got any of those donuts left.
Emma and Ziggs head for the kitchen, but stop dead in their tracks at the foot of the stairs. Their jaws drop. The entire farmhouse is filled with checkertail nighthawks. They
Oh,
perch
that would
on
be
every piece of
terrifying.
furniture.
That would
They cover the
scare
shelves
the
and
absolute
cabinets.
shit out of me.
The floor is blanketed with them. In unison, the nighthawks turn their heads to the duo. Then one of the birds hops off the
Nope,
couch and
fuck
waddles
that.
toward them. As it does, they hear a voice echo inside their minds.
Good morning, Perky.
Hey,
Ziggs.
I am
Are you
always
still as
here
baked as we
for
are?
him playing a villain or an antagonist. I'm
I
with
think
it.
my brain broke.
The little bird looks up at them.
There's nothing to be afraid of, Ziggy. We took care of the Metzgers. Don't you remember?
Oh, God.
Images of the previous night come flashing through Emma's head.
It wasn't a dream. You birds killed them.
We had to protect the farm. We couldn't let them destroy the weed. It's good shit, Emma. The best we've ever tasted. In fact, it's the weed that made this conversation possible. Consuming it raised our consciousness to new heights.
Yeah,
you
So
could say.
the magic in the
We now
soil
speak mind
from the
to
forest.
mind.
Oh my god, Emma.
That's crazy. So it was
Magic
able to
weed.
give them like
Made the birds psychic.
sentience.
Just telepathic, for the time being. If we get high enough, who knows the limits of our mental capabilities? Why, mere months ago, I was a nameless, thoughtless animal. Now, I speak for the flock. I am Ezekiel, elected leader of the checkered-tailed Nighthawks.
Hi,
I mean,
Ezekiel.
shout out to the Nighthawks for
So,
having
are you ready to get to work?
democracy. For having
Work?
elected officials and all that.
Those men were able to destroy a large swath of the harvest before we could intervene. This is unacceptable. You must plant more. And now that the Metzgers are gone, you may expand the farm into their land as well. This will please us, and so it is good. We must have more.
That's
wheat.
kind of a cold line.
The
This will
Nighthawks
please us,
began
and so it
hopping
is
up and
good.
down, chirping.
Like that.
More weed.
That
More
is
weed,
perfect for a cult.
more.
Okay, we get it. You guys are jonesing. But there are like human laws we have to consider.
This is really giving me a lot of
That's not my
Stephen King
property.
vibes. Like just
Human
this
laws are
whole
irrelevant.
story in general.
They mean nothing to us birds. We shit on your institutions. we
And
rage
especially
against
the
capitalist
birds, they're
patriarchy.
giving me a lot of
Hell yeah.
children of the
It
corn.
concerns us that you've slept until
Especially
9:30.
with the bird being
you're losing precious daylight.
named
Don't you think you
Ezekiel,
should
having that biblical
Get to
name.
work.
Work?
Work.
Yeah, well, get right on that.
Out in the field, Ziggy prunes the crops while Ezekiel and a dozen other Nighthawks look on.
I can't believe this. Growing weed for a bunch of birds. Nothing in the Craigslist ad about this.
Ziggy pockets their shears and starts back to the farmhouse.
Where do you think you're going?
To drop a deuce?
What does this mean? To drop a deuce.
To take a shit?
Ezekiel turns to one of his bird companions.
Humans puzzle me, Isaac.
So I'm just gonna go back to the house and drop that deuce.
No, this is unacceptable. The time spent walking to the house and back will be wasted. You will do as us birds do.
Ezekiel lifts his tail and drops a poop splatter without missing a beat.
Quickly, efficiently, then back to work.
So you want me to just shit? Right here?
Of course.
I'll hold it.
But this will cause you discomfort and slacken your
Yeah,
pace.
that would be so
Unacceptable.
uncomfortable.
You
like,
will
you're
shit
literally just
right
being
now.
forced to do it in front of them.
Oh man.
And the way he's looking is so
As the
threatening.
sun sets, an exhausted
just with
Emma
the
and
wide
Ziggs
eyes
trudge
and
back to the
blank
farmhouse.
face.
Dozens of watchful Nighthawks circling overhead.
Emma, this is bogus. They made me.
I know. Shit on the ground in front of them. From now on, we're gonna have to watch where we step.
Look, you better do something about these birds, or you're gonna lose your farmhand and your graphic designer.
I'll think of something.
When they get back to the farmhouse, they find Ezekiel sitting in a rocking chair on the front porch.
We're displeased by your progress today. You'll do better tomorrow.
He cocks his head at the two disheveled humans.
You seem fatigued.
We've been working non-stop all day. We're tired.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. We can't do anything if we're hungry. And wouldn't you know it, there's not a scrap of food in the house.
Oh, I've got some chips in my room.
We need to go into town to get something to eat. So we can work. No foodie, no worky.
This is unacceptable.
Well,
I
it's
love
gonna
his
have to be
mannerisms.
acceptable.
Like he is
If you leave, you'll be
fully
tempted not to
embodying
return. You may seek help.
being a
You may
bird.
bring other humans.
Just in the
with
way
guns.
that he
Humans
cocks his head.
who can aim.
That was such
You will never go
unnecessary
into town
shade.
again.
The humans who can
You will
aim.
eat as us birds eat. We will care for you, nourish you,
Oh, this is gonna be
and
terrible.
you will
isn't
use
it?
your opposable thumbs to grow weed. This is the contract.
He said
It's what
we
we
were
desire,
going. You were
and
going
so
to eat as
it
us
is good.
birds eat, and I
Now,
don't
which
like
of
the
you will be fed
implication of
first?
that.
Look, a contract needs to be negotiated.
Her, Nighthawks, feed Emma.
Suddenly, hundreds of Nighthawks descend on Emma.
Whoa, hey, what are you doing?
Masses of birds stick their talons into her mouth, prying it open. Then, all at once, the birds began blasting Emma with projectile vomit.
Yeah,
Within less than a
I
second,
had a
her
feeling
mouth
this
is
is where it was
overflowing
going
with
to
a
go,
frothy
and it is
soup of bugs, chipmunk
more
bones,
uncomfortable
and
than I
worm
had
guts.
even expected it to be. Oh, it's so gross.
Then the horde of birds releases her and scatters into the air.
That is just
Emma collapses,
vile.
spitting, retching.
Very good, Emma. Now you, Ziggs.
No, dude, no, I'm not hungry.
Ziggs backs away, but the birds surround them as well. They latch onto Ziggs's body, forcing their mouth open.
No, I can't do this. Is this shit even vegan?
The Nighthawks proceed to fill Ziggy's mouth with buckets of piping hot vomit.
Oh, no.
I hate that he had to specify that it's piping hot.
Ziggs falls to the ground
For
beside
some reason,
Emma.
that just makes
Ezekiel
it
is
so much
pleased.
worse.
Now, go to bed. Rest. Tomorrow you will work harder.
Okay.
The two rise miserably and shamble toward the farmhouse. Ezekiel stops them.
Not upstairs. The barn is acceptable for you. The house is ours now. We're going to
That
get
is
stoned
crazy.
and watch
So they
Netflix.
really just
Preferably something about
took over everything.
birds.
The pauses in his delivery.
That night in the barn, Emma
Make it
paces
so much
frantically
more
while
effective.
Ziggs lies on a pile of
Like,
hay.
it really
rolling a
does
joint.
sell being a bird,
Okay.
but on top of that, it
Punky's
just makes
Buds
him so much
is my
creepier.
dream. I'm not gonna
When
let
he
it get
just suddenly
hijacked by a
pauses
bunch of
for a beat.
birds.
And then
How are we gonna get
continues,
rid of
like,
him?
It's
Oh, I don't know.
very unsettling
We could get a cat,
in the best
right?
way.
Cats chase birds.
Right? Oh, but there are thousands of these birds. We need at least like 1,000 cats.
This whole plan,
And what if the
this
cats
whole
start eating the weed? Then the cats
thing
will
is
get
reminding
smart,
me of
and then
that
we'll be
one
working for a
country.
bunch
I
of
can't remember
cats.
what it was called.
Well, then we can
which country
just
it
get
was.
1,000 dogs to chase off the cats.
Where
Doesn't matter if the
they
dogs
had
get
like
smart because dogs are
I think it was like a
nice.
bunch of rats or
and
something,
they
and so they
never do
brought
this
in a
to
whole
us.
bunch of cats to get rid of
Well,
the
we can't
rats.
even get to the cars.
But then
this
that
is all
created a
moot
whole
point.
nother issue,
What
so then they
else
had to bring in
could scare
another
off
animal
birds?
for the cats.
Scare
It was like some whole cartoonish bullshit. I can't
Scare
remember where it was
crow?
off the top of my head.
Scarecrow.
But that's what their whole goofy ass
They-
plan
These
just
aren't
reminded me
crows,
of.
Emma. They're nighthawks.
Doesn't matter. They're dumb birds. This is gonna work.
See, scarecrows only work
Look,
up until
we
they
just need to
find out
distract
that it's
them
not
long
a real
enough
person.
to reach the car. Then we can go
It's
get all
just
those
like
cats.
Right.
those fake owls that
You
you
know
put
what?
out there. It
We should
only
just get the
works
dogs
as
too while
long
we're
as
out.
they don't notice
Obviously.
that it's not real.
Oh man.
And I mean, you got
Riding
super
the car
smart,
at all.
sentient, psychic
This is gonna be
nighthawks.
so
So
fucking fun.
I
All right.
don't see the
Let's make this scarecrow.
scarecrow
Give
working
me your
very
clothes.
long.
Emma grabs Ziggy's shirt and tries to pull it over their head.
No. This is my Grateful Dead tea, Emma. It's my fave.
So what? We need it for the scarecrow. Oh, here.
She picks up a burlap sack and tosses it to Ziggs.
You're the artist. Draw a face on that bag.
An hour later, Emma stands in her long johns, looking at a scarecrow she's constructed by stuffing their clothes with straw.
Okay. This is okay. I'd be scared of this guy.
She looks to see how the face is coming along. Ziggs sits, taking a hit from their joint and putting the finishing touches on a pleasant, completely non-threatening face.
Ziggy. What the hell? Why does he look so friendly? Don't make him scary.
You just
Give
made
him
him
angry
look
eyes and
chill,
sharp teeth.
basically.
Emma, this whole plan hinges on those birds believing this is a real guy. Nobody is gonna believe this dude in a Grateful Dead tee is walking around looking all hateful and shit. Oh, he's
I
a
mean,
deadhead, bro.
I hate to say it, but
He's gotta be cool
that's
as
some
hell
pretty solid
and
logic,
chill as
honestly.
fuck.
I
Fine.
legitimately
Just
have
hurry.
never met a
Later,
deadhead who
with the
wasn't
finished
just
scarecrow in hand,
the
Ziggs and Emma
chillest
peek
person
out
on
the
earth.
barn door.
Like,
All right.
if you see somebody in
This is clear.
Grateful Dead merch
Come on, let's plant him.
and they
The
look
two run
pissed
out and
off,
stake the scarecrow in front of the farm.
you gotta run because something is
Inside,
very
the
clearly wrong.
Nighthawks are stoned and distracted.
That's
gathered
some
around
glitch in the
TV.
Matrix type
They're
shit.
watching an episode of Planet Earth. On screen, a bird of paradise hops and bobs, performing a mating dance. Ezekiel is scandalized.
Oh. Well, this is just porn now.
I don't think I've
The
ever
next
seen a
morning,
bird
the
clutch
entire
its
flock
pearls
is
like
gathered
that,
around
but
a
that
mysterious
was great.
stranger who appeared
He
sometime
looked so
during the night.
offended.
He stands motionless in front of the house. He wears a Grateful Dead tee and a pair of women's pants. A pleasant expression is painted on his face.
Who is he? Where did he come from?
I don't know. I cannot hear his thoughts. His mind is so vacant.
I'm frightened, Ezekiel. Perhaps we should leave.
And let this man smoke our weed? Isaac, never speak to me again. I shall handle this.
So petty.
Ezekiel hops toward the intruder.
You there! Stranger! From where do you fare?
No response.
You will answer me, human, or the consequences will be most severe.
Again, the figure remains silent. The other Nighthawks begin chattering amongst themselves. The stranger says nothing.
He defies Ezekiel. Perhaps Ezekiel is weak. Perhaps we could all defy him.
Damn, that's working
Ezekiel
way
flaps his
faster
wings
than I
around.
thought it would.
I can hear your
They
thoughts.
might actually have a
Silence!
chance to sneak
Silence!
Emma and Ziggs peek out of the barn. Their scarecrow is working
Yeah,
like
they
a
gotta
charm.
sneak out
Okay.
quick.
They're distracted. Let's go, go, go!
They make a break for Emma's car. Meanwhile, Ezekiel's patience with the scarecrow has worn thin.
All right. I gave you fair warning. Nighthawks, attack.
The birds do not take wing, however. They remain perched, apprehensive. Ezekiel glares at them.
Well,
The flock stares back, unmoving.
cowards.
One Nighthawk leans to his fellows.
Would Ezekiel send us to do what he dares not? I wonder if he truly speaks for this flock.
Damn,
Sensing that he could have a
the
full-blown
descent
mutiny
is
on his talons,
moving
Ezekiel
really
calls
rapidly.
Fine.
These birds ain't got
I'll do it
no
myself then.
kind of
I shall
semblance of
peck this man to
loyalty.
death with my own beak.
They are quick to throw him
Alone,
under the bus.
the Nighthawk boldly waddles toward the stranger. Then a breeze blows by, causing the scarecrow to tilt to one side. The sudden movement causes the little bird's courage to falter, and he flutters into the air, cooing. In the distance, the engine of a human
Ezekiel's in a
automobile
situation where
revs.
he
Emma's
really
car.
has to
Ezekiel senses
move.
foul trickery, turns to the scarecrow and pecks it, pulling out a beakful of straw.
Yeah, see, if they had
We've been
gone
deceived,
on
Nighthawks.
foot, they
After
probably
them.
could have gotten
Don't let
away
the
because
thumbs
they were so
escape.
distracted. But
Emma's car zooms down a gravel
yeah,
path,
hearing
heading
the
for
car
farm's
just
front.
gave them away.
We did it! Those stupid birds.
But the moment of triumph dies when Ziggy looks in the rearview mirror.
Emma?
At first, it's nothing but a scatter of birds in the distance. Then, the horde swells, until the entire sky is blacked out by Nighthawks. Emma glances over her shoulder.
Oh, shit.
She watches the feathered wave of death rush toward them.
Oh, shit!
Slam! 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 The Nighthawks swarm the car, hurling themselves into it. Emma can't see a thing. The windshield is obscured by flapping, clawing birds. The glass on the windows begins to crack.
Yeah, see,
Then,
this is absolutely
Emma's car plows into a
reminding
tree.
me of
The force of
Birdemic.
the impact shatters the windows, and the Nighthawks come flooding
bird
in.
just
Emma
smashes
throws
through
open
that.
her door and dives out, but
That would
Ziggy
be
is
so damn
engulfed by the birds.
Ziggs!
Ziggs is swallowed by a sea of feathers. Emma yells into the mass helplessly.
I'll come back for you!
Then she turns and runs. She weaves through trees, hopping down branches until she finally reaches the main road.
Help! Help! Somebody! Anybody!
She looks around, desperately for a passing car, a jogger, anyone who could help. The street is empty. Emma collapses, defeated. Then she hears a faint singing getting closer.
La 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 la.
Grace Chastity crests the hill on her pink bicycle.
I don't know what it is.
Emma runs
about
to her and grabs
this
hold of the
character that is
handlebars.
just so
Grace,
fucking adorable.
give me your bike.
Like,
No way!
there's
I'm headed to a
something just very
babysitting appointment.
endearing about her
And there's one
character.
thing you better hurry up and know about
Even
Grace Chastity.
knowing
I'm
that
always on time.
She would be absolutely
gotta help me.
insufferable in person.
It's the Nighthawks. They ate my weed. They're smart now, Grace. And they're trying
It's just like she has such a charm in the way that she plays her. That's so
I want
great.
to live!
Grace looks at this 30-something-year-old woman, standing there pathetically in her underwear. Her hair's a mess, her eyes are wild, and she's sporting a particularly skunky smell.
You stink, Emma Perkins. Like reefer. I can't help you until you help yourself.
He's great.
I mean, honestly, if
She
you're
pulls her
that
bike away
desperate,
from Emma.
yo, Emma,
You made this
I'm
bed,
gonna be real.
Emma,
You gotta just
and now
Devo
you
her
shall
and take
reap
the
what
bike.
you sow.
Like,
La 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 la
like you
la.
really
Grace
gotta just
continues on her
Devo her
way, and Emma watches her last hope disappear over the hill.
hop on that bike and take off.
Please! No!
I mean, worst case scenario, the police
Then
show
a
up.
cyclone of birds
you protected from the
thunders
birds
from
when
the
you
trees.
locked up.
The swarm descends. Emma throws up her hands, screaming until one of the stray nighthawks slams into the back of her head. She falls to the ground, unconscious.
They're really
Sometime
about
later,
to give her
Emma comes
brain
to
damage
back in the
the
barn.
way they just keep
It's
knocking
filled
her
with
out like
legions
that.
of birds glaring down.
Like she,
The flock parts,
she
and
definitely
Ezekiel
has to have a
waddles
concussion at this
forward.
point.
You must think you're very clever, don't you, Emma? We had a contract, and you repaid us with deceit and treachery. Well, we shan't make that mistake again.
Here, I'll talk, Ezekiel. What are you gonna do? Kill me? I've got the thumbs. You need me.
Humans, your arrogance knows no bounds. It is true, your thumbs and bodies are tools, much needed tools. Like a tractor. But tell me, Emma, does a tractor need a mind?
What?
So they're still
Unfortunately
growing
for
and
you,
evolving.
our powers have grown.
Yeah.
Let us show you.
The barn door creaks open, and someone lurches in.
Damn.
It's
So they
Ziggs,
really just like
but any semblance of
zombified
conscious
Ziggs.
thought has left their eyes. They stumble forward awkwardly, as if each of their limbs is being puppeteered by a separate will.
Ziggs? Ziggy? What did you do to them? You animals!
I mean,
If
yeah,
enough
they,
of us focus,
they
we can not
are.
only speak into your minds, we can control them. We can drive you like the farm equipment you are.
That is hard.
Ziggs trudges closer. Emma
That is
backs
a hard
away.
ass line.
Basic motor functions. That's all you need. Your memories, personalities. These are faulty parts. Perhaps they can be removed entirely. You shall be the test subject, Emma, and I shall be the surgeon. With mine own beak and talon, I shall peck away your unnecessary brain matter, and I'll shit it out in little white globs all over your precious farm. Then I'll do the same to all of Hatchetfield, and there will be weed as far as the eye can see. You should be happy. Perky's Buds is going to be a great success. Ziggy, restrain Emma.
Ziggs shambles forward, extending their arms. Emma whirls around. She's surrounded by birds. There's no escape. She pleads.
Ziggs, I know you're in there. You gotta fight. Push those birds out of your mind.
Yeah, so if they
Funk! Ziggy punches Emma right in the nose.
they need to concentrate.
Right? That's your one free
If they
shot,
need to
dude.
keep concentrated in
Break their
order to keep
control,
controlling
or you can
this,
look for another job.
then the best thing to
Whack!
do
Ziggy lands
would
another
be
punch.
to distract the birds in
Okay.
order to break that concentration.
Now I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
Emma charges at Ziggs, who dodges clumsily. Ziggy is being haphazardly controlled by a bunch of birds, but still, they're slightly more coordinated than Emma. Soon, Ziggs gets the upper hand. They round on Emma, fling themselves forward, and trap old Perky in a tight headlock. As Ziggs squeezes, Emma chokes, gasping for air. Desperately, she reaches around to Ziggy's backside, her hands searching for something. The one thing she knows Ziggy is never without, and there it is. Tucked away in the lining of their long johns, Emma pulls it out and flicks it open. Ziggy's lighter.
I mean, that's one way to distract them. Definitely.
She tosses the lighter into a huge mound of dry hay. It bursts into flame. Panicked, the Nighthawks take wing, flapping wildly.
Yeah, that is
They
a
only succeed in
genius way of
fanning the
distracting them.
flames. The fire spreads. Within moments, the barn is a smoky, smoldering hell. With the birds preoccupied, their hold on Ziggy's mind dissipates.
Yeah.
Emma?
Thought, Emma punches Ziggy, unaware the fight's over.
Of course.
Oh my god. Ow!
Ziggs? Is that you?
Yeah, it's me, you sucker punching dickhead. Now I'm gonna kick your ass.
Come on.
She grabs Ziggy's arm and they race for the door.
After them!
As Emma flees the crumbling barn, she grabs a plank of burning wood. She runs into the field, into her beloved plants, knowing what must be done.
Goodbye, buddies. I won't let them have you.
Emma touches her
Honestly, I
makeshift
say
torch
burn
to a
the
pot
whole
plant,
goddamn wood
setting it
stack at this
alight.
point.
She runs through the field,
Like, if
spreading the
you were
flames
aware
to the
that
rest of the
soil
harvest.
is what,
Enraged, the Nighthawks give chase. They swoop
what
towards Emma
gave-
with
essentially
single-minded
gave these
determination
birds
to
sentience
tear
to
her
their name
apart.
was
Then,
blown out of the soil.
that murderous rage
I'm burning the
begins
whole damn
to
thing
fade.
down.
The flock is starting to feel a
I'm
lot
starting
more
a whole epidemic.
chill. What they don't realize is that while they've been chasing Emma, they were breathing in lungfuls of
Oh,
smoke
that's right.
from
The
the
whole
burning
issue
magic.
that Grace had mentioned in the beginning
Birds
was
are
that they were getting
stoned.
so high that they
Stoned
couldn't even move.
to the bone.
That's dope that they kind of brought that
That's
back
some
around.
good shit.
With fire all around and aimless Nighthawks whizzing past, Emma and Ziggs run for cover in the farmhouse. Ezekiel screams, struggling to regain control of the flock.
Isaac, what are you doing? They're heading for the farmhouse. Give chase!
Fuck that. I'm chasing the dragon, bro.
Isaac
Chasing the
cozies into
dragon.
a mound of dirt.
Damn you, Isaac.
Anger stews in Ezekiel's heart. A rush of fury floods his psychic mind. Then, whoosh, a flaming pitchfork flies from the burning barn and impales Isaac, pinning him to the ground. Shunk! Ezekiel's eyes widen as he realizes he made the pitchfork move. Power courses through his tiny body. He raises his wings.
Yes. Yes.
So I
am
guess
ascending.
eating it increased his ability.
In the
So
farmhouse,
being
Emma
just
and Ziggs
completely
rush to the
consumed with
cabinet
smoke,
where they
yeah,
keep
I mean,
their
it makes sense
firearms.
that it
Maybe they can shoot their way out of here. They pull open the
it
cupboard,
makes sense that it
but
like,
it's empty.
increased his ability.
Guns.
That's crazy though.
Guns? Where are the guns?
So they're just making it
Oh,
worse
Emma.
They turn to find Ezekiel flapping in the corner. Around him, floating in the air, is their entire arsenal of weapons.
It's human season.
Ezekiel flexes his telekinetic power, and the guns fire. Bang, bang, bang! Emma and Ziggs dive into the kitchen as bullets riddle the hallway.
Shit! What are we gonna do?
Emma spots something in the living room.
I've got a plan.
Ezekiel flutters down the hall, hunting his prey.
Emma, you can't escape me. Don't even try. Don't you see I've become the most powerful being on Earth? A bird, surrounded by a flock of floating guns.
Oh, he is
Ezekiel
snapping.
reaches out with his mind, feels
He's
for Emma.
legitimately
There,
losing his
The
mind.
living room. He whips around. Through the doorway, he spots the shape of a woman. Bang, bang, bang! He unloads. The figure's torn to pieces by a spray of ammo. She falls back. Ezekiel flaps over to find a painting of a well-endowed woman riding a flying joint. From behind him, Emma appears, brandishing a shovel.
Surprise, bird brain!
Whack! Emma swings, hits Ezekiel, and the bird goes flying. Smash! He crashes through the window and into the wood chipper Ziggs has waiting just outside. Voosh! The Nighthawk goes through the grinder and shoots out the other side a small tuft of feathers and blood. Emma looks down at the buxom woman in Ziggy's logo.
I knew I liked her.
Boom! Outside, the flames have spread to the tractor's gas tank. It explodes. Ziggy flees the falling debris. They run back inside.
Emma, the fire. It's out of control. I don't think we're getting out of this one, Perky.
Emma looks out at her burning farm. The inferno rages. No way they'd even make it to the tree line.
Guess there's only one thing to do.
From under her bed, Emma retrieves a metal lockbox. She and Ziggs ascend to the roof. They gaze out at the carnage below. A sea of flames. The Nighthawks are so exquisitely stoned, they don't even realize that they too are burning. Emma opens the box.
So they're really
Inside
just
is
letting
the
themselves
fattest
catch
blunt
on
she
fire
ever
at that
rolled.
point. That's crazy.
I was saving it for a special occasion. Guess this'll have to do. Let's go down in a blaze of glory.
She passes the joint to Ziggs.
It's been an honor.
Ziggy takes a nice, big hit.
All right, that's enough. Don't bogart that shit.
They pass it back. Emma takes it and proudly recites what she swore in high school would be her final words.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Fuck it.
Then, sirens in the distance. Emma and Ziggs spot flashing lights approaching.
Oh, cool. Police and firemen. Hey, help us! Help us! Help us!
Oh yeah, y'all not gonna look good in this situation. You got
As
all of the burning
firefighters put out
birds
the last of the flames,
all of the
Emma and
weed.
Ziggs stand safely on the ground next to a
At
police
some point, they
officer.
gotta find the Metzger's bodies.
We got a call from one Grace Chastity. Told us to send every available unit. Said there was a woman, high on drugs, about to do something drastic.
Oh yeah, they are not gonna look
Well,
good
we're
at this
glad you're here.
at all.
Are you?
The officer holds up one of the crispy dead birds.
Checkered
they're
tail
fine.
nighthawks are an endangered species. Killing one is a federal offense. And you've burned them, impaled them, threw them in your wood chipper? You're both under arrest.
The police slap cuffs on Emma and Ziggs.
I hate this job.
When the hatchet's in your back
Oh,
and
that
the
is
week has
nightmare
got you feeling down.
I hate the human mouth
Rackets
on
on
the
a
bird. That was
tag
terrible.
and the coffee's got you
Who's that?
jacked and wild.
That was such an unnecessary jump scare.
Just up the county road, there's a farm the townies know that'll hook you up with all the perks. You can think of just smoke a fatty bowl of Perky.
Honestly though, this
fatty of
does work as a commercial. I'm digging the little smoke club reference there. This actually works really well in the commercial for like a smoke shop or a dispensary. This is kind of a vibe. And then the low-key, low-budget hearing visuals really sells it. This is the tape on the beat was good. Yeah, they're having too much fun with this one. I love the design of that bird. Like the whole, it's giving me like the Endeavor's one supply.
Jack, if you
And
wanna
then the,
mess around, if you're looking to
the
find the
orange bird
finest
logo.
cushion, hatchet
I
town,
don't know why, but it
down
looks
to
like Sam
Perky's,
Rice
get
from
that
Dropout.
green. Emma's the name in cannabis. You
Yeah, they're
need
having
a
way too
bud.
much fun
The
with this one.
herbs are biz. Just bring a light for all the hits. The Hitchens hash just can't be missed. Roll it.
This is actually a really dope song. Like, this is a fun little smoking song.
Smoke it, pass it, feel the buzz. Just up the county road, there's a farm the townies know that'll hook you up with all the perks. You can think of just smoke a fatty bowl of Perky's, but just roll a fatty of
Such a great
Perky's.
visual.
You Still need a doctor's note if you want them drugs.
That was a really good video. That was a great song. I love the ending with the text on the pixelated weed pattern too. That was great. This sounds so dope. His voice is so fire, man. Like, he has such an amazing voice.
He's not quite human, that's for sure. He is a walking night terror.
This is giving me a lot of vibes of like the old school, soundtracks from like 80s and early 90s slashers. I'm talking like Full Moon Pictures, Trauma Films type, like super low budget slasher movies that for some reason always had just the hardest soundtracks. Like, yo, her voice is phenomenal too. Yeah, I definitely need to hear more of her because she has such a good voice, and actually their voices go really well together too. Yeah, so this is definitely feeling like this is gonna be just like a straight up slasher, and I'm here for it. Like, I grew up on slasher films, so I'm hyped for this. This is such a dope song too. Like, just sonically, it is such a pleasure to hear. Like, it is a very just well-rounded song. I love the mask that they have for the killer too. Like, that's such a creepy looking mask, and I'm pretty sure that's the face that pops up earlier. So it's kind of cool that we're finally gonna see that dude. They sound so perfect together, man. I love the way they incorporated that synth. That sounds so good.
For their lives, he's got the size that humbles. He's got the hands that rumble. He's got the steps that crumble ground. Cornerstone. He's got the time for trouble. He's got the mind of a psycho.
Yo, the cinematography in this video is so dope too. Yeah, that was fire. That was so good.
After a night of beer pong and Jaeger bombs, Stephanie Lauder pukes into the toilet of a restroom at Hatchetfield High. She knew she'd pay for drinking so much on an empty stomach, but it was the last party of the school year. As the hangover thumps in her head, fellow student Grace Chastity peeks up from the next stall over.
Oh my goodness. Steph, are you alright?
Beat it, Chastity.
You got a tummy ache?
I love that we're getting more of Grace Chastity. Honestly, she absolutely killed it in the last one. So I'm here for all the Grace Chastity we can get.
Sick? Morning? Sickness?
That logical jump is perfect.
Yeah, Grace. I'm pregnant.
The sarcasm lost on her, Grace marches from the restaurant.
Yeah, she
Weeks
just took
later,
that completely
a
at
stretched
face
Cadillac
value.
Fleetwood thunders down a dirt road. In the back seat, Steph tries to explain.
How many times do I have to tell you, Dad? I'm not pregnant.
Across from her sits Solomon Lauder, the mayor of Hatchetfield.
Oh, that's interesting. So she's the mayor's daughter.
Technicality.
This isn't fair.
Stephanie, I'd like to have an intelligent conversation with you if you don't mind. In other words, shut up.
That is such a cold ass line. He kind of ain't shit for that, but that was cold.
You know what's happening this fall. The election. You know how many questions I've already had to field about you and your nocturnal activities?
You send me away. Get me out of your hair until November.
Your absence won't quash the rumors. It'll only feed them. I won't allow this town's imagination to wander. They're going to know exactly.
I mean, that's
who you are,
honestly kind of a
what
good
you're
point.
doing, and
Like, it's gonna make him look way worse if she just disappears.
Seriously? You're
But this is
really
kind of
making
a
me do this?
extreme step.
Abstinence Camp?
In the heart of Witchwood Forest, at the edge of a crystal clear lake, the Abstinence Camp is brimming with chaste teens. Two campers, Mary and Noah, reunite after a school year apart.
Noah!
Mary! You pumped for the cross hike?
Will the meek inherit the earth?
Matthew
Bye-bye! Yeah!
Steph watches them jump up and down.
Kill me now.
They remind me.
A baby blue Studebaker zooms down the dirt road toward the camp.
Yeah,
Ted Spankoff
those two reminded me so
sits
much
in
of a
the
kid I went
driver's
to
seat
school
the
with.
Top down, his hair whipping in the wind. He looks up as the car passes under the huge hand-carved welcome sign.
Camp, I don't want to bang. There's a blast from the past. But
It's
in all
hilarious to
your
think
time and your
that he
time
went to
has
Abstinence
come,
Camp,
little
of all
bro.
people.
In the passenger
Then again,
seat
I
is
mean, you
Ted's
know,
teenage
being sent to
brother,
that type
Peter
of camp
Spankoff. He pushes up
kinda
his glasses, lamenting,
checks out for the type of person he grew up into.
I'm gonna miss the honey festival.
I love that his brother is
Don't worry about
just
it,
the
Pete.
exact
I'll
opposite
put
of the way he
you for you to
perceives
dunk
himself
out
to be.
right here. All those pressed church girls and their little hiking shorts. Camp. Well, if that don't get
Don't
your
be too
heart,
much of a creep
nothing
there,
will.
Ted.
Yeah, but this is abstinence camp.
I know. It's torture. Those sick bastards. Oh, I'd take the rack or the gallows any day over another no-nut summer.
So there's like no pulling off, like none.
None.
Of course, his brother is just as
Oh, they
pervy and
know
horny.
it. Scare tactic.
I mean, it makes
Paranoid.
sense.
You'll be laying in your bunk at night, jumping at the shadows. Years later, you wake up screaming,
Well, there's
swearing.
that trauma creeping back up.
His axe dragging behind him. Oh God. The axe. In fact,
The Studebaker screeches to a stop.
I'm not getting any closer. Get the hell out of my car. You're walking the rest of the way, Dorcas.
Oh man.
I feel like if you're that traumatized by it, and clearly he's aware of this
Ted takes
slasher,
off like a bat out of hell.
he's still kind of a dick for dropping him off anyway.
I don't want to bang. The thing that dwells there.
This is literally how my brother and I
Dust and exhaust
say goodbye to
fumes,
each
looks
other
down the
every
road
single time,
toward
though.
the bunks.
Just flipping each other off,
Come on,
calling each
Pete.
other the worst names
He starts
possible.
for the camp. In the woods, hidden amongst the trees, a figure watches.
That is such a dope mask. It looks so cool.
In the mess hall, campers file through the registration line. Steph stands in front of a counselor who points to her cell phone and shakes a plastic container.
Alright, toss it in the bin.
Are you crazy? What if there's an emergency?
Rules are rules. The only screen here is sunscreen.
Steph rolls her eyes and drops her phone into the container. The counselor passes it off to be locked away for the rest of the summer. Then they motion to a table full of pink and blue t-shirts, asking Steph,
What size do you wear?
Small.
The counselor hands Steph a pink tee.
Can I get a blue one?
Funny.
At a nearby check-in desk, another counselor is beginning to...
They're really not putting up with Steph shit.
Well, looks like we have a few more vices to rid ourselves of. Don't we, Mr. Spankowski?
The counselor removes a Ziploc full of chocolates. I need those. My blood sugar is very low.
Trash rots your teeth and your soul. Have some of nature's candy.
He tosses Pete a box of raisins and ushers him along. Pete walks off, shaking his head. Fucking raisins. Fuck this place. Later, Steph sits in an outdoor amphitheater, looking down at the pink shirt she'll be forced to wear all summer. She reads the phrase printed on the front.
Virginity rocks.
You could say that again.
From behind her,
Of course.
Steph hears a familiar voice.
Naturally, she's
Sends
there.
a shudder down her spine.
Oh god. Please no.
Steph, you're here.
Grace Chastity runs up and throws her arms around Steph. She squeezes with all her might. A nearby counselor points to the hugging girls and yells.
Hey, that's long enough.
Grace lets go, smiling at him.
It's okay. We're just friends.
Keep it that way.
He walks off, and Grace turns back to Steph.
I'm so glad you're getting help. I was really worried about you after that day in the restroom. You know, when you thought you were pregnant. I figured you might be too scared to reach out to others, so I did it for you. I told everyone.
G is really just
Grace,
so damn oblivious to
football
everything.
Team, all your friends.
She
We care
really
about you,
told
Steph.
everybody.
We want to help you make better choices.
You started.
She sounds so insufferable, but I cannot deny the fact that she is just so goddamn lovable. Like, I would hate to be in a room with her for any amount of time. But just watching her, she is so damn endearing. like she just believes what she's saying so wholeheartedly, and she's really trying to help.
Music thumps. A pair of cheery tryhards, one in blue and one in pink, begin to sing.
The day that Sally met her boy, she told everyone, neither played shy or even coy.
Excuse me, but
Everyone sat on the beach.
I need you to stop looking at me like that real quick.
Sally removed her sequin dress from the top of her suit.
This is far too sensual for a virginity rock song. This is very South Park Jonas Brothers coded. Okay, that run may be protecting your virginity a lot more than anything else.
The day that Taylor met their match, they told everyone, you wanna date me, there's a catch. And only one, keep your hands above the waist. And if you're so lucky, it might just get to first base. Many have died along the way. They say,
That was a very ominous line. I love this choreography. This feels so real to just like this type of video. Yeah, this is far too sexually charged. Like,
virginity rocks.
What is this shot? Okay, they're having way too much fun with this video.
The song ends. The campers cheer. Steph's flesh crawls.
All right! Amen, everybody! A to the men!
And women!
That's right. We're a progressive ministry. We believe both boys and girls can and should have the power to just say no! I'm Jerry with a double R-Y, and this is Jerry with a single R-I. And don't worry if that's too complicated for you. You can just call me Boy Jerry.
And I'm Girl Jerry!
And we're here to pack your summer with play, purpose, and prayer.
His emotions are so great.
Not me. We're both voluntarily celibate.
Woo woo!
I'll take canoes over condoms any day. In fact, we have some counselors coming through the aisle with pamphlets about the dangers of contraception. I think it's important that everyone give those a read.
Seriously, guys, this information could save your life.
This is giving me way too many flashbacks of growing up in a Catholic household, and it's already making me uncomfortable.
The next morning,
it's too real.
blasts the wake-up call. Grace happily hops from bed, fully dressed and raring to go. Steph groans, pulling her pillow over her head. The campers are shuffled off to their various activities: swimming, archery, the rope course. In the arts and crafts pavilion, Boy Jerry and Girl Jerry stand by a table of pre-packaged wallet-making kits and metal stamps.
All right, listen up, campers. First, you pick a strip of leather. Then, you choose your design, grab a mallet, and head on over to the beading table. You whack it for a while, stitch it up, and you end up...
See, y'all are just not shit for that.
I tell you, kid, it's out that pent-up frustration life.
There is no way y'all got a spot called the beating table at Virginity Camp or Abstinence Camp.
With these two kids from Hobby Lobby?
The other campers turn to glare at Steph.
At this point, you just teasing them.
Don't you miss water?
I've been told.
Why don't you step into my office?
Yeah, Boy Jerry gives me very unsettling vibes.
Fresh air and a warm breeze. That's all the AC I need. So, Stephanie Lauder, the mayor's kid. I heard about you. Little Miss Bunny.
That was just a dumb rumor.
Teen pregnancy is no joke, Steph. If you don't start taking this work seriously, you're gonna end up with a child before you're ready. You're gonna have to drop out of school. Your family will disown you. Where are you gonna raise that baby? In the woods?
Oh, that is 100% projection. She got some secrets. Oh, she is projecting like crazy. She 100% got a little forest baby running around somewhere.
I will, Girl Jerry. They cling to each other. Boy Jerry runs a hand down Girl Jerry's back. She shudders, hips buckling. He sniffs her hair.
Okay, they got a little forest baby running around. That is absolutely.
Steph watches them awkward.
I'm putting it in right now.
Boy Jerry rounds on.
Look at what you did. You upset Girl Jerry. I ought to cover you in syrup. Go make a wallet.
Wait, I ought to do what now?
Counselor leads
That
a line of hikers down
is a
the road.
very weirdly specific threat.
I don't know what I've been told.
Alright, I don't know what the hell the slasher is, but it's Boy Jerry. Like, either he's behind the mask or he's controlling whatever it is, but Boy Jerry is 100% on some American Psycho shit.
Power through it. Sound off, 1, 2. Sound off, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pete falls falls to his knees, gasping for air, while the other kids walk past. The last hiker in line stops next to Pete. She looks around to make sure no one's watching, then removes a chocolate bar from her pocket, offering it to him.
Here. Contraband.
Pete looks up at Stephanie Lauder and freezes. He blushes, gulps, and takes the bar gratefully. Thanks. How'd you sneak this in here?
I had it packed in my underwear, and the guy never checked. You know,
I mean,
touching
it's
rock
smart.
cause a man's hands to erupt in boils. That's what it said in the abstinence pamphlet.
That is actually terrifying that would be what they're telling them.
Looked more hygienic than the teepee in the outhouse, and I figured it was already full of shit. Steph smiles. Seems
Okay.
she's found a kindred spirit.
He got a little charm to him.
I've seen you around school, right? Rocking that bow tie?
My brother says to pick a look and stick with it. I can't grow a mustache yet, so next best thing.
That's an interesting choice to have made.
Rumor about you. You're the kid who whacked off during the meat test.
Allegedly. I went to the bathroom to cool off. It was an important exam. Besides, if they didn't want to turn kids on, they shouldn't make those story problems so suggestive.
Bro, you're not helping yourself.
One that made everyone crack up.
You made it weird.
Something about Cindy's melons?
Stacy's melons. I committed it to memory.
Really not helping yourself now.
Did.
Said.
No, but real talk, he's kind of charming though.
Each one is perfectly spherical with a diameter of 20
You know, the
centimeters.
voice that he is doing is really making me think of the obnoxious teen that works at every job in town.
She squeezes Stacy's melons with a fork.
I'm just saying, clearly,
How long will it take
what's his
before
name, Peter,
Jessica's
Pete?
drugs are full
Something like that.
and ready to put to your lips?
Clearly, he is a teenager.
They had to.
I'm just throwing this out here. I'm headcanoning it now. Canoning it? Yeah, you know what I mean. It's headcanon.
So I guess
That,
you heard a rumor.
Homie is the obnoxious teen that works everywhere. I'm just deciding that right now, unless it's proven otherwise later on.
Whatever may or may not have happened in the bathroom should stay in the bathroom. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. Well,
I
actually,
do love
I
the
should
chemistry that the two of them have, though. Like
Don't let
they
anyone
have a
tell you
nice
that.
little, they have a nice little banter going on.
Hey, rules were made to be broken.
And yeah, he's kind of weird, but he's extremely charming.
Yeah.
You say that now. Get me in front of a chemistry set, you'll see some seriously nerdy shit.
See you around, Spikowski.
Yeah, that's just cute as hell.
Night falls.
That whole interaction
Moonlight
was
creeps through the trees.
just plain cute.
Fire crackles. Around it, campers gather, swapping ghost stories. One of them, Gabe, grins with fiendish delight as he begins his tale of terror. Now I know Abstinence Camp may seem like the best place on earth, but there's a deep, dark secret at the heart of I don't want to believe. Something lurking out in those woods. Or should I say, someone.
Come on, Gabe. Not
Oh
with
yeah,
this
so we
story
getting
yet.
into the whole lore now, the whole backstory of the killer. I'm here for it.
There's a reason you gotta abstain around these parts.
You don't need a reason. Virginity just rocks.
I know that. You know that. But some people need a little extra motivation.
He's giving me very sketchy vibes too. Then again, it might just be Jeff Blim. Like his regular over-the-top acting in a more serious setting might just be what's
Hell yeah.
making it a little creepy.
Steph smiles at Pete from across the fire pit. The rest of the kids, however, are not amused, especially Gabe.
You won't be laughing when he comes for you, Pete. See? God sent him to punish the wicked, with his feet like thunder and his axe oh so sharp. These woods belong to him. And there's one
think he won't abide in his domain. Perversion. Kissing. Touching your private parts. Or heaven forbid, premarital sex.
Why did he say it like that? I swear Star Kid has some of the best
The Mad Woodsman.
single line deliveries just out of nowhere. Like that whole sex was so perfectly unnecessary.
Across the state. And if that's not enough for you, how do you explain that 5 kids have gone missing at this very camp?
5?
Look it up if you don't believe me.
Well, how convenient for you.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, like, his brother said he went there when he was younger.
For once in your life. Because if you don't, and you give
So,
into those carnal urges,
I mean, it's still a lot, but just 5 kids going missing doesn't seem too bad. Unless there was like 5 around the same, you know, the same summer or something.
lumberjacks.
The figure leaps from the shadows. It's Mary's friend, Noah, accenting the final jump scare of Dave's story. With Mary now in tears, Grace shakes her head.
Not funny, Noah.
And
Aw.
certainly not scary. No mask?
She's
no
actually
axe?
crying.
What is that, a canoe paddle?
Well, I didn't want to frighten you too badly.
Mary gets up and runs from the fire. Noah runs after her.
Mary, wait, I'm sorry.
God, I hate these nerdy prudes.
Later, when most of the campers have gone to bed, Grace pours
So
a bucket
Nerdy
of water
Prudes
into the fire
has
pit.
been used quite a few times already. I'm kind of noticing that. Like the very first time I think was the guy who didn't like musicals, where it was Grace who was called the Nerdy Prude.
No thanks to Smokey the Bear. That lustful, shirtless animal. He was designed by liberty into bestiality. That's what my mom said.
I feel like that's what Beastars was created for at this point.
You know, I never thought I'd meet a girl as cool as my mom.
But yeah, I'm kind of interested in that. Because Nerdy Prudes has been thrown around a bunch, and I do know that the next like main musical is Nerdy Prudes Must Die. So I'm curious how it all really ties in together. But it has to have something to do with Grace, because she's the first one to be called the Nerdy Prude. So I'm just assuming it's got to have something to do with her.
We are. We're pew pals. And there's no one I'd rather share my hymnal with. Good night.
My guy just got curved so hard.
Off toward the Gabe watches her go and drops.
Yeah, I knew he had some kind of like sketchiness to him.
Sending all the signals.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to sleep with this chummy?
Yeah, he's
Guess
just
I'll go make a wallet.
he's just a sketchy ass sleazy dude pretending.
Frustrated, he tosses the stamp and map.
Okay, so him giving those unsettling vibes at the very beginning actually worked out.
Fuck it. There's no one around.
With lustful
So I'm
music,
guessing this has to be a different universe than the Perky's Buds one, because
the sound of
he had a whole different vibe
too faint
with Grace in that one. That one he felt actually more genuine,
for his.
like he believed what
In a rickety
they were
old
talking
board
about.
shed,
Here he just from the jump seemed
old
kind of sketchy.
glassy eye bursts open. He can hear the pants come undone.
Yo, the eye moving too, that is such a dope effect.
It angers him. None of that. Not in his words. He rises slowly.
And I love the texture on it too, like the light is really capturing how much texture is on the face.
He reaches
That's
out
crazy.
a massive arm and grabs the axe from the wall. Back in the art building, Gabe closes his eyes, lost in fantasy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Grace. That's a modest brazier.
Fucking modest brazier.
Door creaks open. He whirls around, covering
Poor
himself.
guy. He's about to go out with the most bland fantasy.
Gabe reaches down to pull up his trousers. He apprehensively crosses the darkened cabin toward the open door.
Hello? Noah? Is that you?
A chill fills the room.
Sorry, bro, that's what you get for going to the beating table in the middle of the night.
Gabe can see his breath hanging in the air. He shivers.
Oh, it's cold.
Then, clunk, clunk, clunk.
This is doing really good at building up that tension for this first kill, though.
It's enormous, 8 feet at least. In its hands, a massive, dirty axe.
No way. Nice costume, Noah. Or is that you, Pete? Steph?
The figure lumbers forward.
Yeah, he's desperate to find out that it's not the real thing.
Gabe winces.
I feel like you should have known, though. You were the one telling the story, bro.
Raises his weapon.
Like, of all people, you kind of should have known what was gonna
The
happen.
figure stops. He looks down at Gabe and cocks his head. He lowers his blade. Gabe breathes a sigh of relief. Perhaps he's been forgiven. It was just one little slip-up.
Nah, you going
Just
out.
some harmless tugging.
That's
The
some
metal wallet
harmless
stamp comes
tugging.
pounding into Gabe's forehead.
Oh, the eye twitch was dope.
No forgiveness. Not in these woods. Lumberax grabs a mallet and hammers the stamp deeper into Gabe's skull. Wham! Wham! Blood sprays. The mad woodsman's justice is served. The next morning, before the campers arise, Girl Jerry cheerfully marches toward the arts and crafts pavilion with an armful of basket weaving materials. She opens the door and freezes. The basket kits fall to the floor. The walls are soaked in sticky goo. And there, on the beating table, skins.
I swear I'm so fucking childish.
Girl Jerry covers her mouth.
Mm. That is such a terrifying thing to see, though. Yeah, she's 100% in on it, though. She said not again.
Steps into the designated girls' washroom. The curtain to one of the shower stalls slides open, and Grace pops out, wearing a bathing suit.
Morning, Steph!
Wait, did you just shower in your swimsuit?
Of course.
Of course, Grace would shower in a swimsuit.
That's, disgusting.
I know. Getting handsy with you.
We're outside every day, getting sweaty and dirty. If you don't clean
Yeah,
yourself,
that's kind of...
yourself, you're gonna get a UTI.
That's pretty gross.
Are you telling me you're gonna shower without a swimsuit?
Yep. I'm headed straight to hell.
Steph goes for a stall. Grace jumps in her way.
No, Steph. I can't let you do that. It's this kind of reckless behavior that got you in trouble in the first place.
No, Grace, you got me in trouble.
And she's so genuinely concerned for her.
I'm normal. You're weird. This whole
Like,
place.
she's the worst.
Giving up on
But
showering,
I just instinctively
Steph
want to
stomps
want to back up Grace.
Steph, I know you're just laughing out because you're an addict. Don't
She's 100% in the wrong and tripping. But,
We're gonna get through this together. Anywhere you
yeah,
go,
she's just too goddamn likable.
Really?
Steph pushes through the door to the neighboring building. Grace's eyes go wide. The sign reads, Boys Watch.
Steph's ass is gonna get kicked out.
Girl Jerry!
Inside,
Yo, the
Steph
panic in
calls
her
out a warning.
voice.
Cover your tongue. I'm coming in.
There's one
Yeah,
person
Steph is about to cause some problems.
Pete?
Peter stands in nothing but a towel wrapped around his waist. Steph stops. She stares at him. Without his dorky glasses, Steph sees that he's actually kind of cute.
Have you always been that, jacked?
Yeah, I got a shake weight. It's kind of like endurance training for, it doesn't matter.
Naturally.
Guess I never noticed because of the suspenders. You should lose the suspenders.
That's my signature look.
I'm with you, Pete.
This should be your signature.
Suspenders are cool.
He squints in the mirror. Well, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't give a fair assessment. What are you doing here?
Yeah, she kind of a little bit flustered.
Just trying to show up.
Okay, I was gonna, but, I'll get out of your hair.
Don't be stupid. There are separate stalls. Just take a shower.
Okay. At the same time?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Lord, help me. Outside, Grace runs towards the counselor's cabin, screaming in desperation. From the tree line, boy Jerry and girl Jerry emerge. They're covered in dirt, carrying shovels.
What? What is it? Has someone else been murdered?
Hurt accidentally.
Right. That's what I said. Isn't it Grace accidentally murdered?
It's worse! It's Stephanie! She's relapsed!
Back in the boys' washroom, Steph calls to Pete over the sound of their
Yeah,
respective
they about to have
showers.
some real problems, especially with the what was it, lumber axe?
Yeah.
Can you pass it over?
She
I'm still
reaches up.
convinced that
Her hand pokes above the partition between
the Jerrys
stalls.
are behind it though.
Pete looks at the bar of soap.
So them coming
You
and then
sure?
him coming, they probably gonna
Just
stick them
rubbed
on
it
them,
all over my
especially
body.
because boy Jerry seemed to have beef
Yeah,
with
you and 20 other guys.
her.
Ew. Gross. He puts the bar in her
That
hand.
is pretty gross.
For a moment, their fingers touch. Pete can't see it, but on her side of the partition, Steph blushes. She takes the soap and the two quickly return to washing themselves. After a moment, Pete asks, "So, you think it's true?
What?
5 missing kids. You think something like that could really happen here in Hatchetfield?"
My dad's the mayor. He says it'd shock you. The secret's in this town.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, I feel like that's an understatement. So does that mean that her dad is like into some shady shit too, though? I feel like that kind of implies.
Unless
I know we're doing different universes, but hell, maybe in that universe, the mayor was one of the hooded figures in Honey Queen.
oh. Good one.
unless you wanted to.
Yeah, I shoot your shot.
Out in the woods,
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Lumberjack stirs. He can sense someone's testing him.
Maybe this stupid legend persists because none of these nerds have the guts to prove it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be experimenting for the sake of scientific discovery. Isn't science your thing?
Are you suggesting that we consolidate down to one shower? Thud, thud. Lumberjack's thunders.
Oh, he's heated.
The sanctity of his woods at stake.
He's
Steph
salty
considers
now.
the idea.
That would certainly get Lumberjack's attention if he was real. And, you know, we'd be conserving water.
That's important. You know, save the planet.
I love the way they're just trying so hard to justify it.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Right. So, you wanna?
Outside the washroom, Lumberjax can hear Steph and Pete through the wall. He readies his weapon. Pete puts his hand to the stall partition. Steph, are you sure? Rumors spread, I'm a loser, and you're Stephanie Water.
Yeah, but I thought we agreed whatever happens in the bathroom.
Solid callback.
Goddamn right. Coming over there. Outside, Lumberjax takes aim at the wall, preparing to chop straight through it, directly into Steph and Pete.
Inside,
I actually really like
Steph
seeing
smiles.
this
Okay.
from
come on
Lumberjax's
over.
perspective, like him
On the
getting
count of
ready
3,
so he could do it right
he
at
grabs
that
the
moment
shower curtain,
and
readies
get
himself
his
to hop
big
out of his
killer
stall
moment.
and into Steph's. 1,
Like he's really just standing behind the
Rex
wall
takes it.
preparing.
2.
He winds
Kind of
up,
reminded me of that movie Behind the Mask,
just before Pete can
where
take
you
the
see
lead,
the killer
Boy
just like
Jerry and Girl Jerry burst into
doing
the
cardio
washroom.
and getting
The
ready
teens recoil.
so he
Girl
could be a
Jerry
slasher and catch up to the victims.
Later, Pete and Steph stand outside the counselor's cabin awaiting their punishment. Girl Jerry looks on the verge of tears, while Boy Jerry wipes sweat from his forehead.
A boy and a girl, showering at the same time, only one stall apart. It's the most perverse thing I've heard in all my life. It's sick. What are we supposed to do with you two?
How about nothing? Because we're consenting adults.
I think you might be a lost cause, Lauder. I'm surprised the rumors about you weren't true. Hey, cut it out.
Yeah,
Excuse me, what was that?
Jerry's tripping.
Girl Jerry, could you take Steph to her bunk and lock her in? I'd like to have a word with this young man in private, if you don't mind.
Girl Jerry leads her away. Steph glances back at Pete as she goes. Boy Jerry steps closer, narrowing his eyes.
You're trash, Spankovsky. Just like your brother. No Spankovsky will ever amount to a hill of beans in this town. So, I hope you enjoyed your little bath time, because it's solitary confinement for you for the rest of the summer. I will not have you drooling over her like she's some piece of meat.
It's not like that. I like Steph, and I think she likes me too.
What's Steph got to do with it? I'm talking about Girl Jerry.
Okay.
I've seen the way you look at her. Undressing her with your eyes.
So y'all both
Imagine
just
what it'd be
projecting.
like to
Like,
plunge your hands in
both
back
the
of
Jerrys
her,
are just,
feel her lips on yours, just one
yeah,
more
they
time,
are
that's
projecting
all.
all of their
Well,
feelings
not
onto
on my
everybody
watch,
else.
mister. From now on, every time I have one of those thoughts, you're gonna make a wallet.
There it is.
You mean every time I have one of those thoughts?
That is literally exactly what I said. Don't be stupid in front of me, Pete. Not a good look for you. I ought to put you in a canoe. I ought to let a bird walk all over you.
What is with these weird threats? Like, you gonna slather somebody in syrup? You gonna put them in a canoe and let a bird walk on them?
Lets out a sigh of relief.
That was close. Gosh darn. Horny kids. Keep it together, Boy Jerry. Keep them chaste and it won't happen again.
Out in the woods, it's happening again. With the
Is he
counselors
like?
distracted by the
Well,
creepy
no.
Steph
I was about to say
Jerry and Nell
something
found
really
the
stupid.
perfect opportunity to sneak off
Because the way he said, like, just keep it together and it won't happen again, made me think he's on some like werewolf type shit. But Lumberjax was literally outside of the cabin preparing when they showed up, so he can't be Lumberjax.
Are you sure we're ready?
But that's just furthering my thought that he's got to be controlling them.
I'm ready. As long as it's with you, Noah.
I'm gonna kiss you now.
These two are adorable too.
My mouth.
They kind of remind me of, I don't know if you've
Way
seen
back
Moral
onto the
Oral,
leaves and
but there was
awkwardly
those
press their
two
faces
those two kids that just kept like pecking each other on the cheek back and forth. That's who these two have been reminding me
Sound
of.
lips smacking rings out over the witchwood like nails on a chalkboard. Lumberjax awakens. He cocks his head in the direction of the kissing. Hell no, not on his watch. He heads out. His bloody work's not done yet. Noah and Mary flop on top of each other, mouths gaping like a couple of fish.
Oh yeah.
These movements and actions that they're doing right now is so uncomfortable.
She hides him back upright and smiles playfully.
I'm gonna unbutton my blouse now. Don't lose your head.
Oh, she just waved the death flag. Yep.
Mad Woodsman's axe slashes through Noah's sinewy neck. His head goes flying. Blood
Yep.
splashes onto Mary's screaming face.
You know what this is kind of
Lumberjax
reminding me
puts a
of
finger
too
to her lips.
is
She falls silent.
Oh, what was the
He
movie
raises his
called?
hand
I think it was called
and
Sleepaway
wags his
Camp.
index. Then
Like, it's reminiscent of a lot
punches
of
fist straight through her rib
slashers, but it's really reminding me of Sleepaway Camp the
Grace
most.
spots
Just
Steph
like the
being
way
led
that they're
to the
executing the
pink
kills.
box by one of the counselors.
Hey, what's going on?
Solitary confinement for the rest of summer.
What?
Yeah, Grace. Thanks for tattling. Again.
Steph, I didn't think they'd do this. I was just trying to help. I'm your friend.
No, you're not. You're an annoying, self-righteous,
Aw.
nerdy prude. And the
Yeah,
only
see,
good thing
see,
about this
we're just emphasizing it again with Grace as the nerdy prude. So I feel like the next show has to be centered around Grace in some form.
Inside.
Steph enters and he slams the door. He flips a metal latch into place and clicks on a heavy padlock.
This isn't right. How is she supposed to learn if she can't come to the activities, the prayer circles?
Hey, you don't like it? Take it up with the Jerrys.
On the path to the administration office, boy Jerry walks with girl Jerry.
Kind of interesting how much power the Jerrys have over everybody in this camp.
This is getting out of hand.
What do you mean? The crisis has been averted. We buried the body. No one will ever find it.
What do we tell Gabe's parents?
The same thing we told all the others. It's the woods. People go missing every day.
I can't help but feel responsible.
Hey, look at me. Gabe brought this upon himself. He was a little perv, and now he's burning in hell for it.
You're right.
The rest of these kids, they need us. They need this camp. And we're not going to let any more of them down.
He opens the office door. Girl Jerry claps her hand over her mouth. In the center of the room is a pile of bloody body parts. Noah and Mary's. They're stacked on top of each other like freshly cut firewood.
That is a hell of a description of a scene.
Girl Jerry goes for the phone when boy Jerry catches her arm.
I don't think you've thought this through, girl Jerry. You think they're just gonna come here and cart off the body? Yes. No. They're gonna poke around. And they're gonna find everything. You ready for that? For the whole town to know what you did?
Yeah, they're really behind everything. I don't like how he said that.
He pulls her closer.
That's what you are, isn't it?
She wraps her arms around him.
Okay, it's starting to get very sexual again. Y'all two need to just get it over with.
You're absolutely filthy.
Boy Jerry plunges his hands into her hair. She opens her mouth, ready to accept.
What is with all the hair sniffing, bro?
My gosh. Oh my gosh.
Grace Chastity stands wide-eyed in the doorway.
Grace, we can explain.
Girl Jerry had something in her teeth and I was gonna lick it out. What's wrong?
Wow.
They're dead.
Yeah, that.
Grace, just calm down and we'll talk.
No.
She runs from the office.
Grace!
Oh, great. Gosh darn son of a gun. Go after her.
Settle down with the language there, boy Jerry. Getting a
Outside,
little
the sun
explicit.
sinks over the horizon. In the locked blue cabin, Pete lays on his cot. Oh man, this sucks. What am I supposed to do for the rest of the summer? He kicks the wall in frustration. When he does, one of the wooden boards comes loose and falls to the floor. Behind it, a hiding spot. There's something inside, covered in cobwebs. Pete reaches in and pulls out a 20-year-old pornographic magazine. He flips it open. There's something written on the first page. Property of Theodore Spanker.
Of course it's
He
Ted's.
holds the magazine to his chest.
And of course, Ted was also in solitary.
Well, you know what they say.
I'm
Never
surprised
waste a locked
that
door. Pete opens
I'm
the
surprised that Ted
magazine,
survived.
He unbuckles his belt, and an axe head bursts through the cabin door. Holy shit! It's Lumberax! He's real! A foot kicks through the splinters, and Steph peers inside.
Zip it up, Spankowski. Busting out of here.
Right! She tosses the axe and takes off. Pete goes to follow her. Then he stops. He turns back to the dirty magazine and grabs it.
I thought he was gonna grab the axe.
Outside, Grace
This
runs
dude
for
done
her.
grabbed the porno.
She barrels through the woods, girl Jerry hot on her heels.
Grace, come back! Stay away from me!
Grace's foot catches a root and she crashes with the dirt. She looks up to see girl Jerry standing over her.
I'm not gonna hurt you, Grace. I wanna help you. All I ever wanted was to help you kids. In a way, that's all he wants too.
Yeah, they are absolutely behind it.
Takes things a little too far sometimes.
Crunch, crunch. Steph and Pete rush through the darkness, kicking up weeds. Do you know where we're going?
I have no clue.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. I mean, how big is Witchwood Forest anyway?
Dad says it's as big or small as it needs to be.
Oh, that is interesting. That is a really interesting little bit of lore.
You hear that?
It's as big or as small as it needs to be.
It's Boy Jerry, dragging a heavy, wet bag, muttering to himself.
All right, campers, keep up. I got a special activity planned for you two. Hide and seek. Hold the seek.
Steph and Pete watch him empty the sack.
Yeah, having a whole little villain monologue to yourself while you're dumping bodies is wild. He's definitely,
Boy Jerry whirls around, shining his
he's
flashlight.
definitely unhinged.
Steph and Peter, out of your bunks. Looking for a good spot to partake in some hanky-panky?
He advances. Steph recoils.
Stay back, Pete. He's crazy.
Well, if you two can't keep your hands to yourself, I'll cut 'em off.
Boy Jerry pulls his shovel from the ground. He raises it above his head and leaps for Steph and Pete. Swipe! He swings the shovel. They dive from its path. He rounds on Pete, brandishing the tool like a spear. He lunges. Peter instinctively dodges and grabs the shovel's handle. All those
Okay,
years of
Pete.
training with that shake weight pay off as Pete starts jerking the shovel back and
I love that
back
that
and forth
came
until
back
Boy
to help
Jerry
him.
loses his grip. He stumbles back and wham! Pete smacks him across the face with the shovel's blade. Boy Jerry
Get him.
rolls to the ground with a bloody lip. Pete stands over him triumphantly. Never tangle with the Spankowski. With his opponent down, Pete raises the shovel and tries to break it across his thigh. Crunch! Something snaps, but not the tool's hand.
Why? There's no need.
Pete falls to the
There was no
floor
reason to
and
break it
immense
in the first place, bro.
Steph rushes over.
Yeah, it was messed up. But he looks real cool right up until the end there.
Tripped at the finish line. Start of my life. Steph touches his face. Gently.
Hey, I'm not into jobs.
She leans in and kisses it. Pete closes his eyes. He kisses back. They part.
I mean, this is really sweet and all, but you literally just knocked out a dude who was dumping people parts,
She can see her breath hanging.
so it might not be the time.
You just get pulled out here?
Steph and Pete turn to find a figure looming over them. 8 feet tall at least. He's dressed in tatters. He's stinking and heaving with anger. In his huge hands, a gleaming blade. Their jaws drop. Their eyes go wide. It's him. It's Lumberax. Mad Woodsman swings his axe. Steph and Pete roll away. The axe pounds into the ground. Steph grabs Pete's arm and helps him to his feet. The teens take off into the woods. Lumberax pries his weapon from the earth. Boy Jerry looks up and orders,
Get 'em, Lumpy.
See, I knew he was behind it somehow.
As girl Jerry approaches.
I was young when I had him. And a counselor at Abstinence Camp.
It did come back. She got a little secret woods baby. I knew it.
I'd be ruined. So you see, I had to keep him a secret. I raised him out here, in the woods. I taught him to survive on berries and tree sap. But there's something about Witchwood Forest. Things grow here.
Yeah, we've seen that.
And big. And different.
So how old are the Jerrys?
Little Jerry was
Because they had lumber axe.
We try to teach
I
him
understand,
about
like, he
the
grew really fast, but, like, he was terrorizing when Ted was a teenager at the camp.
It wasn't what I intended. I gave him the axe to chop firewood. That's all. I never thought he'd use it to.
A scream in the distance. Grace recognizes the voice.
Steph.
Oh God! It's happening again!
Grace scrambles. to
Yeah,
her
so
feet and takes off in Steph's
while
direction.
she had the little wood baby,
Hanging from Steph's arm.
it seems like Boy Jerry is the one that kind of
Try harder.
is responsible for that really unhinged aspect of him.
Nearby tree.
Like, he passed on that crazy violent streak.
Just missed him. Yards off, Lumberex stands, having thrown the tool. Not to kill, just to taunt. He grips his axe handle and stomps forward. Whomp, whomp.
Alright.
Steph grabs the shovel and pulls it from the tree. The mad woodsman charges, raising his blade. Steph runs for him at full speed.
Fuck you, Lumberax!
Squish! She jams the shovel into his chest. She leans forward, driving the blade deeper, but it doesn't get far. Smack! Lumberax backhands her. She hits the ground. Steph!
I like that they're both getting their little brave moments.
Stop. Lumberex
Like, it
looks down
isn't
at the
just
shovel,
Steph being like a damsel in distress. It
plucks
isn't
it out
just
with ease, and breaks
Pete
it
being
across his
the,
thigh.
you know,
He makes it look easy.
the weak nerd. Like, they're
Steph
both getting their
struggles
moment
stand.
to
Lumberex's head
stand up to
straight
him.
forward.
That's kind of dope.
Hey, leave her alone! Pete starts after them, but can't make it on his hurt leg. He desperately flails, trying to divert Lumberex's attention. I'm over here! He starts throwing things. Stones, sticks, the halves of the broken shovel. I'm right here! With nothing left to throw, Pete hurls Ted's porno mag at Lumberex. It lands on the ground, flipping open. Lumberex sees it and stops.
He found his one weakness. I mean, I guess for a killer, that's like one thing is that he really hates sex or intimacy in general. Yeah, seeing that would be a lot.
Oh yeah? How do you like that, huh? Look at that sinful shit.
Pouring in her hands, Steph advances, and Lumberex recoils. It's working, Steph! She backs Lumberex against a tree. He falls to his knees, afraid, cowering at the sight of sex. Just when Steph thinks she's won, that she's tamed the woodsman, Lumberex drives his huge hands into the ground. He takes hold of the tree's roots and starts to pull. The earth shakes beneath them. Slowly, Lumberex stands, ripping the tree from the ground.
Holy
He's
shit.
strong as fuck.
Lumberex lifts the tree above his head and hurls it at Steph. Whoosh! It flies through the air. Steph dives. The tree comes crashing down. Steph! Steph! When the dust settles, the magazine's in shreds, and Steph is pinned under a branch. Lumberex rises to his full height. He plows forward. He raises his axe. Steph winces, and... No! Grace throws herself between Steph and the mad woodsman. He
Let's
stares
go,
down.
Grace.
He cocks his head, but his axe does not fall. Boy Jerry appears from the dark.
What are you waiting for? Kill them! All of them.
They're all disgusting little perverts.
Yeah,
There's one thing you better hurry up and
he's
know
the
about
one
Grace
that
Chastity.
corrupted Lumberax
I'm
completely.
the biggest prude you'll ever meet.
She's lying. She's a dirty girl.
I'm not.
She looks into Lumberax's glassy eye.
And you can tell, can't you? That's why you won't harm me.
Boy Jerry stomps. Command.
Yeah, he has no reason to attack
You
her.
just wear a swimsuit in the shower at camp? No way. It's a house rule too. No one is seeing this until I'm married. Not even me.
I absolutely believe that for her.
You're gonna bleed her over me.
You know how much of a prude I am? I knitted tiny little sweaters for all the crucifix Jesus statues in our house. I get that he's dying for our sins, but he doesn't need to have his nips out when he does it.
Of course, she would cover up Jesus's nipples.
Little Jerry.
Like everything that she's saying just makes so much sense for her. She is such a weird ass character.
The Lord said, honor thy mother and father.
Oh yeah, he just
Split her skull.
sealed his own fate with that.
Think about it, little Jerry. If boy Jerry and girl Jerry are your mother and father,
It just hit him. He knows exactly what he did.
It means we prayed to heaven and a stork delivered you to our door.
It means they had sex. They fornicated.
Yo, the way that she is just flipping it and just digging it in so much deeper. I love it.
Little Jerry, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself with that thing. I think it's best if you give your old man the axe.
Lumberax turns to his father and gives him the axe all right between the eyes. Blade splits Boy Jerry's skull. Then, with a demon's strength, the woodsman pushes down.
Ooh,
His axe
that's
glides through Boy
rough.
Jerry's neck,
He's just Mortal Kombat fatality on a.
slash, slash. The two halves of Boy Jerry fall to the forest
That's
floor.
crazy. Like he really just like bisected him with the axe.
Oh my God! What have you done?
That's a really good.
Girl Jerry appears
That's a really good
screaming
like
in terror. She
final
rises
boss
bloody
kill.
bits of
Boy Jerry! Boy Jerry! No!
She glares up to her son. He stares back with vacant, remorseless eyes.
Just finish it, you ungrateful little fuck!
Lumberax kicks her chest, like a punter kicking a field goal.
Mm.
She flies through the air, smacks into a tree, and explodes.
Damn, how hard did he kick her?
Bloody chunks rain down.
I mean, I understand he's got like ridiculous super strength, but damn.
Pete and Steph look on in wonder. Grace faces the woodsman without fear.
I think I understand you. Maybe we understand each other.
Suddenly, Lumberax lifts his blade. Grace winces. But then, he slowly lowers it, handing it to her. Grace gazes down at the weapon. Then he turns and lumbers back into the woods. The three teens watch him go. Finally safe, Steph pulls Peter to his feet.
Come on, Pete.
That's crazy.
Let's get out of here.
She starts leading him away when Grace blocks their path.
Like he finally found his little kindred spirit in prudishness. Oh, she looked a little
Grace stands in the
little
arch
bit
of
like she
grass,
was snapping too.
putting the finishing touches
Like
on
she
her
just
frock.
turned
She turns to a room
into
full
the
of
new
people.
lumber axe.
And that is how you weave a basket. All right, everybody, hop to it.
The kids line up, grabbing strips of cedar bark. They sit around tables working quietly. One of the campers scratches their head, trying to make sense of it all.
So, the camp director's
disappear and we're supposed to pretend nothing happened. Like, it's weird.
Just shut up and weave a basket.
Grace oversees the campers' work, and as she does, she absent-mindedly sharpens her axe.
I anxiously await Abstinence Camp all year long, and I am not gonna let a few bumps in the road spoil my summer. The next few weeks, we're gonna have some good, wholesome fun. Or else.
Oh yeah, she is definitely the new lumber axe. That's crazy.
You don't want to know. Outside, at the edge of the tree line, a hulking figure watches. He nods his mighty head in approval. At long last, his woods are clean. For now.
Okay, that was a really fun episode. I like that. And I love that we're getting this song again, because I sure as hell was about to play this once I was about to play this once we finished. That sounds so cold. Like the music dropping. Yeah, that sounds so good. Oh, that's a really dope way to end it. I like that. All right, so that was Nightmare Time 2, Episode 2, and I had a lot of fun with both of these segments. Like, Perky's Buzz, I feel like I didn't have as much to talk about, but I was just really into the story. Like, it really, really reminded me a lot of old school cheap movies like Alfred Hitchcock's Birds or like Birdemic. It was really good, and it had a lot of like throwback Stephen King vibes in the storytelling, and I really, really liked that a lot. And then Abstinence Camp was just a fucking gem. It was so good. Like, I had a lot of fun with this, but it really, really took me back to 80s and 90s slashers, which clearly was a big part of the inspiration for it. Especially Sleepaway Camp, which I mentioned before. A lot of the ways that they were describing the kills just reminded me not of specific kills from Sleepaway Camp from the first one, but just the way that they did the kills. It just reminded me of it a lot. I had a lot of fun watching this, and I hope that y'all enjoyed watching it with me. I had to do this one in 2 segments. I'm hoping it didn't really, come across too obvious that I did it in 2 separate sittings. I got extremely busy. Real talk, I'm gonna brag a little bit. Hopefully y'all still here watching, but I just got my first platinum plaque for an album that I wrote on, for a gospel album. And so I recorded the first half and then got a phone call and was told that first was told that I had gotten the platinum plaque, and then was told that the plaque is going to be hung in my hometown history museum. So they put me in the museum, in the exhibit right next to the Mars Volta, which is a band that I just grew up idolizing, also from my hometown. So it was very surreal. So I literally dropped recording. I dropped everything I was doing and had to come back to this the following day to finish up. So yeah, I hope it didn't come across too obvious that it was recorded in separate settings. But also I just wanted to brag to y'all a little bit because I am ridiculously excited about the fact that I can officially say I am a platinum recording artist now, or a platinum writer. That I have written on a album that was #1 on the Billboard charts for 3 weeks. So yeah, thank y'all so much. Please get at me in the comments for any additional information, any background info. Y'all are really good at telling me about things that I missed or things that I just didn't quite pick up on. Chop it up with me about my random theory that that Pete is the obnoxious teen. Like let's talk about all of it because I really enjoyed this. A lot of really interesting little tidbits of lore in here, and I'm also loving the fact that my Black Fae Day background is just so fitting for today's episode. I swear this was not intentional, but I'm hyped for it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started watching the next episode because I'm having too much fun right now. I'm going to just roll right into the next recording. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all watching with me, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful evening.
Feeling the sky falling, clouds are burning around our heads, feeling the ground pouring as it melts beneath our legs, feeling the lights rolling as we're hanging off the ledge, feeling the night calling, hear the answers in our breath.